Time to say goodbye. Jennifer stood outside the airport terminal, the tropical sun glaring off the tarmac as she lugged her way through the crowd in her sandals, her messy beach hair tied up in a colorful bandana. The salty scent of the ocean still lingered on her skin, mingling with the stress of the morning rush. She had spent the past hour frantically trying to stuff her souvenir-laden bags into the oversized suitcase Rakeem had gifted her, the one with the hand-painted map of Jamaica on the side. Her heart was heavy, her mind a jumble of emotions as she gazed out at the planes waiting to whisk her away from this island paradise. Rakeem pulled her into a tight hug, crushing her against the hard chest. "You gotta come back, yeah," he whispered, his voice low and husky, sending a shiver down her spine. Jennifer felt a lump form in her throat as she buried her face in his chest, the warmth of his skin seeping into hers. "I promise," she whispered back, her voice barely audible over the sounds of flight announcements and people talking. "I'll be back soon." Those words were a promise she intended to keep. She thought about the countless nights she had lain awake in her cramped apartment in New York, listening to the sounds of the city, feeling suffocated by the concrete and steel. Jamaica had awakened something in her, a sense of freedom and joy she couldn't shake. As they pulled apart, Jennifer's eyes stilled on the small wooden fish pendant around his neck, the one she'd given him as a gift. She had brought it for him at the craft market in Kingston, to match the wooden fish he had given her in Negril earlier. "Don't lose that, okay?" she said, her voice cracking. Rakeem smiled, his teeth white against his dark skin, and tapped the pendant. "This stays with me always." The way he said it, the way his eyes crinkled at the corners, made her heart skip a beat. The drive to the Donald Sangster International Airport had been a blur, a whirlwind of palm trees and sun-kissed houses. Jennifer had spent the hours gazing out the window, watching the island unfold like a map, her mind racing with thoughts of the past week. She had arrived in Jamaica a stranger, but the island had welcomed her with open arms, wrapping her in its rhythms and colors. She thought about the people she'd met, the laughter, the tears, the quiet moments of connection. As Shed packed her bags that morning, her mind had been a jumble of emotions. Shed felt the ache of leaving, the pang of goodbye. She was happy she spent her last night on the island with Rakeem. She had asked him to meet her at the hotel in Montego Bay. She didn't want to leave without feeling his arms around her one last time. She had taken a deep breath, letting the sea air fill her lungs, and thought about the memories she had made. The sound of the waves, the taste of the jerk chicken, the cold red striped beer, the feel of sand between her toes. As the plane lifted off, Jennifer gazed out at the turquoise waters, the lush greenery of the mountains, a sigh escaping her lips. She felt changed, like the island had seeped into her bones. She thought about the promise she'd made to Rakeem, the promise to return. She knew it wouldn't be easy, that life would get in the way, but she knew she had to come back. She'd left a piece of herself on that island, a piece she couldn't get back. The past week replayed like a highlight reel. The blue mountains mist, the rhythmic pulse of Kingston, Rakeem's smile, his kiss. She smiled, feeling a sense of peace settle over her. She knew she'd be back, that this was just the beginning.